Hey you guys, welcome back and I hope you guys are doing great. So today's video is another chit chat video and it is basically about all of my favorite concepts that were released this year. So it's not necessarily that I like the formula or something around that, but as someone who likes to look for creativity, who likes to look for fun in makeup, I think these are my favorite releases, or these releases kinda stand out of everything that has been released this year. So let's start with the first release, and this is something that I looked at on my Instagram, and my first thought was that there is no other way this collaboration could have looked any more perfect than what it already is. So the release that I'm talking about is the Nema X Dose of Colors. She released two lip sets, and one is slightly burnt orange, kinda the color that I'm wearing, and one is a very deep chocolatey, almost blackened brown. And if you guys don't know Nema, she is a YouTuber and she's very well known for testing out products for very deep skin tones. And even as someone who does not watch all of her videos, you could tell that she put all of her thought and effort into this. She chose shades that were so universal that every single skin tone will be able to wear them. Of course, there is a thing called preference. If you don't prefer these colors, you're not gonna be wearing them, but there's a high chance that these colors are gonna suit you. And for people of color, especially black people, I feel like this collaboration makes so much sense. There are 4 products in each set: a gloss, a liquid lipstick, a bullet lipstick, and a lip liner. And I think all of these shades also differ from each other, so it's not like you're getting the same exact thing in different formulations. And as far as lip product collaborations go, I don't think I've seen a better collection than this that matches the YouTubers so very well. I wish I could buy this someday, even though these colors are not something I prefer, but seeing someone make such a well curated collection, it makes me really happy. The next release I'm going to be talking about is actually a palette. It's from Kaleidos Makeup and it's again a collaboration with Angelica. I am gonna butcher her last name, so I don't want to try and attempt it. Here it is. So this, even though this is not a color story that I would immediately purchase and pick up for myself, I think amongst everything that has been released, this is still unique. We are at a point where every single color story is being done. No matter how unique you try to make your palette to be, it's gonna look more or less like something. But when I look at this, I don't think about anything else but this exact palette. The colors go very well together. They are quite unique. They will suit a lot of different skin tones, and Kaleidos has been doing such a great job at curating their collections. It might not be my vibe, but I can always find a space for appreciation for it. This is one of the fewer palette releases this year that has actually interested me and made me feel, oh yeah, there is something unique to this. There is something unique I can do with this, and I can create looks that I cannot create with other palettes. The expensiveness that this palette has, I don't think you can attain it from anything else. So yeah, I really like the color story. I absolutely love the packaging. Angelica did a really good job on this in my opinion, and I'm glad to see Kaleidos Makeup collaborate with other people, and I'm really excited to see what they have next. So yeah, this is a palette that I absolutely love. The next release is something that is more like a concept that I wish brands did. The first thing that I'm going to be talking about is the Wayne Goss Radiance Boosting Face Palette, and this is basically a contouring shade and a bronzing shade in one palette. Why that is amazing is because most brands make a palette that has every single shade, so particular skin tone can only use maybe 2 shades out of the entire palette. Why are you wasting your money on the rest for? So this is a good way to just get everything done in one palette, and it's just such a good way to also find your perfect contouring shade because it just comes along. Once you like the bronzer or once you like your contour, I think you'll like the opposite product too. It also says that it is matte, but at the same time it makes you glisten without shimmer, and I get it. I think it's more like a satin sort of finish, and I think that is very beautiful. I just think they did a good job where a person would not be wasting their money on any of these products. It looks like the same color but a more warmer version as a bronzer, more cooler version as a contour. ABH also did something similar where they have a bronzer, a highlighter, and a blush in one palette. I like this concept where the bronzer, highlighter, and blush will all suit a person. K-Beauty recently released a palette that apparently is recently released, but I've seen it on Nykaa a few months ago, and that palette, it has a bronzer, it has a contour, but the bronzer is red toned, and the highlighty shade is not a shade that would be highlighty for the people who would be suiting the bronzer and the contour. I hope I'm making sense. Those are the type of palettes that I do not understand why anyone would want to buy, whereas a blush, highlighter, and bronzer, all 3 shades suiting you, it's a good product to put your money in. So yeah, that's the reason I like this concept. Very very basic, but you would be surprised by how many brands just do not consider this. Next release is by Glisten Cosmetics, and it's their split liner pans. Thank you so much for doing this. So now that the other brands can start copying it, you get 5 different liners that you can mix and match in one pan, and that pan, I doubt you'll be able to use it up entirely. Not only you are getting a lot of things to play around, you're also getting very fun and cute colors. You can always find something you personally like in this particular range. I've always thought of why do people not make gel liners into 4 different colors? Is there anyone who uses up their gel eyeliner before it's dried out? Because my Maybelline one dried out in 2 days. That's an exaggeration, but it was close to around 3 months maybe. So the point is, I do not need that much black eyeliner, and if you can just split that pan and make it into a 4 pan, then add 3 more shades to that, you get a lot more variety, you get a lot to play around. I think Inglot eyeliners last really well, but the pans look so big. I have seen people complain about how the pans are too big and you will never be able to finish them. Imagine if there were 4 shades instead of just 1. And I'm not saying that black eyeliners should just not exist, they should, but why not make split pans, an eyeliner where you could get more shades than just one whole pan that you would never be able to finish, especially with colored eyeliners. If I'm buying a red eyeliner, there are chances that I'm using it maybe 4 times a year. If I'm getting 3 more shades in the same price, or maybe a little bit pricey, but in that one pan, it would make things a lot more fun for me, and I hope brands take a cue from this. I know 2 pans have been done, but I'm asking for 4, something like this where there are 5 different pans. These are also cake liners, by the way, so you just have to add water and then mix and match colors, use the same exact color, do whatever you want, and then after you're done, you can just wipe it off, and the colors don't really mix into each other because it's water activated. They're gonna dry down at some point. It is a fun concept, it is a creative concept, and if you are into colored eyeliners, I think this is a really good way for you to experiment and try different shades and even make your own different shades. So yeah, I really like this. Next, let's talk about something that is boring but at the same time interesting. This is Disney Princess X Besame Cosmetics. These are basically compacts that are very expensive with a highlighter inside it, with the cover of the compacts. Each Disney princess has one of her own, and these have a lot of flaws, but the artwork on them is so pretty. I wish there were collectible makeup in India too. I know it wouldn't last in here. The market over here is not anything like the US market, but it is so pretty. And if you have a particular Disney princess that you are attached to, I think it would be nice to own that particular princess's compact. I wish the highlighting color differed, but apparently it's the same thing in all of these compacts. So in case you are attached to all 12 Disney princesses, you are spending a lot of money for a lot of highlighter that might not match you. I do like this, but it's more for the artwork and more for the collectible value rather than the actual product. Yeah. Next, let's talk about nail polish. I don't think I've ever talked about nail polish on my channel. This is by Holo Taco. They're unicorn skins. I have never seen that. Even if I have seen that, I have never seen someone bring out a spectrum of those. They are so pretty. So I usually like nail colors that are not so bright, or even if they are kind of special. I don't like wearing just colorful nail polishes on its own. I'm just not that person. I know I won't be buying all of these shades, but some of these are just so stunning, and having a whole spectrum of these, beautiful. I think Christine did a really good job on these, and I've heard only good things about the formula. So yeah, I really like this concept. I hope someday I'll be able to buy these and put them on my nails, because seeing them makes me really happy. Next is a speed round of me mentioning things that are interesting, but I don't have a lot to say about them. So the first thing is M Cosmetics Moisture Balm. I think it's a creative concept in the US market. I know this is not the first brand to do this. Korean makeup brands or Korean skincare brands have had this stick thingy for a while now, but I really like the concept of it being introduced into the US. I think M Cosmetics does a good job of merging the Korean side with what the US side kinda likes. It is kind of a multi-purpose stick, and I personally don't have space for this product in my collection. I think it still looks pretty and is quite unique for whatever brands have these days. Next is a Morphe palette. They released this for Pride. There are ways of doing rainbow palettes well, and this is one of them. The first release was very rainbow palette. I like that too. This one is similar but more earthy tones to it. If there is a rainbow palette that I'm actually willing to buy, it is probably this one or the one that they released released 2 years ago. They're all colors that I would definitely wear and enjoy. So yeah, those are the two releases that I don't have a lot to talk about, but I still wanted to mention. The next release is the Color Bar Kiss Proof lip glosses. I don't think Indian brands have anything that is glossy as well as transfer proof. This is a really cool concept to me, and I really hope that I'll be able to buy these soon. I wish I could buy the red shade, but because I have braces on, I'm kinda not wearing reds that much or anything that catches a lot of attention to my lips just because I'm very insecure about them right now. And also the marketing images that they had, they did a good job of selling me onto those. The lips looked really juicy. I don't have a lot to say other than the fact that I will be buying these at some point. Even the packaging is kinda cute. It is not unique by any means, but it is still cute. Hold on, I just checked. It is apparently a pH adjusting formula that gives you your perfect color, which is always a damn pink. I do not need pinks, especially that pink. I don't need it. Yeah. And the last release that I'm going to be talking about is a palette. This is by Hindash. He launched his own brand called Hindash, and I think this is the Beautopsy palette. Again, I don't think you'll ever see something this unique. There is so much color theory involved, and there is so much thought put into this. I feel like you'll be able to work around this palette if you know colors and if you know how they work. I have never seen this, and you will never see this ever again being done, because this is such a level up from what a beginner would like, and makeup brands tend to make products for beginners. I feel like if this palette suits you, it's got you covered in terms of eyeshadow, in terms of your powder, in terms of your eyeliner, in terms of your contour, blush, everything. Such a stunning color story that could be used in so many different ways. I've heard good things about the formula, almost like the eyeshadow blends itself. So I hope at some point I will be able to buy this one too. And that is the last release that I wanted to talk about. That completes this video. These are all the releases that kinda interested me. Please like, comment and subscribe. It all makes my channel help and grow a lot, so please do that. I would appreciate it a lot. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.